Did Jordan Love really earn that, though? He had half a great year. First of all, great comment. I appreciate you commenting. But they're paying what they believe he is, what he will be, and what he can be.
Exactly.
They're not paying for what he is, because everyone's like, well, if you look at all the top quarterbacks that are paid, there's not a lot of rings there. I forget how many it is. If you took the top 10 or whatever, but not a lot of rings because they're not paying for what they did. They're paying for potential. And just that's the quarterback market. If you're telling your guy, right, you're telling your young quarterback, you're our guy. We believe you. We believe you're the guy that can take us to the promised land.
Hell yeah.
And then he's like, all right, my contract's due. They're like, all right, chill. You ain't that good. Like they can't do both.
Yeah, you
they can't say you're our guy. You're our guy. We're gonna build our whole team around you, but we don't want to pay you that much. You can't do that, especially on the first deal when Jordan Love did all the right things. He sat there, was quiet, didn't complain. When Rodgers drama started happening, he didn't get on Twitter all drunk one night. All right, and I wouldn't be all like that. I like light bulbs.
I get it. You're right. Like, I think you made a really good point. It's like, it's not like our jobs where, like, when we get bonuses and raises and promotions, it's because of what we've done, right? In this world, it's because of the potential of what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
And people can't forget too that when Aaron Rodgers got his big extension back in 2008, the team was 4-3, and he only played 7 games, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna make you the highest paid quarterback." And then what happened? They went 2-7 for the rest of the season. I know a lot of that was the defense. Didn't make the playoffs, and that was a precedent that was set back then. And like, end of the day, you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, he could tear his ACL, or he could tear something up where he will never play again. So he needs to get his money now. But I do think, like, just using, like, saying like the back end of the season was not enough. I mean, if you really do look at these other quarterbacks that did get paid, like Jared Goff, minus going to 1 Super Bowl with the Rams, he hasn't really done much else. Right? Like, yeah, he's had some decent seasons. Like, he did okay last year. Like, yeah, he got the NFC Championship game, but he's still kind of messed up in the – he kind of still messed up in the NFC Championship. I almost said so I should have said.
We're like 12. We're like 12.
I know. It was right there, dog. It was right there. So, and every quarterback, even like Trevor Lawrence, has only 1 playoff win, and really, he's the first overall pick. You would expect a heck of a lot more from him than other players.
Yeah,
and
Trevor Lawrence is weird
to win his playoff game with all those weapons. So I don't know. I think he earned it. That's my personal opinion. I think
he did, especially when you start paying other people like Trevor Lawrence. Like Trevor Lawrence, when he came out, he was like supposed to be Peyton Manning. Like, when Peyton Manning came out, like, it was like LeBron type of thing. I wouldn't compare anything to LeBron because when he came out, it was crazy. But when Peyton came up, it was crazy. But Peyton was like expected. There's not all the quarterbacks aren't expected to be great. Like Peyton Manning was expected. Like Brady wasn't expected. Peyton Manning, they were like, hey, this guy's going to be the greatest thing ever. Yeah. And then he ended up doing all right.
Mahomes was expected. Look at Mahomes. I mean, he was a late first-round pick, middle of the pack, right? But his time at Texas Tech was, decent, but nothing great, But, like, people were talking about Mitch Trubisky being a better quarterback than Matt Mahomes. Clearly that was wrong. But I'm just saying, like, you look at Daniel Jones.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
Right? Oh, man, it was the best thing ever. I'm sorry. It's funny how that works. Bears get a quarterback. He does good for a year, then he's terrible, right? And then what happens? He eventually ends up in Pittsburgh. And the same thing happened again with Justin Fields. Had a quarterback, and then eventually he goes out, and now he's in Pittsburgh. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, how all our quarterbacks go to the Jets, I guess all the Bears quarterbacks go to the freaking Steelers eventually. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, watching the Bears fumble quarterbacks is the beautiful thing. Oh, like, they could have – which is like what I always think is, like, whenever, like Bear fans, Viking fans, now Lion fans are getting chirpy. They're talking about, well, you had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, only 2 rings. It's like, bro, you guys have like found ways to suck. Like, you could have had Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You could have had Aaron Rodgers. You could have had Patrick Mahomes. And I'm sure there's so many other quarterbacks you could have had.
Yep.
And you just don't. So don't get mad at me, cry at me because like your team can't figure out how to figure out the quarterback situation.
That's why they say the Bears don't suck. They have literally a history of just making quarterbacks terrible. Even though Caleb Williams, like, he's a generational talent from a physical standpoint. I just don't know about him when it comes to the mental rigors of the game, when it comes to him handling adversity, because he did seem like he could handle it last year at USC. And I'm like, it doesn't get any better than NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now,
it's not going to get no easier.
No, hell no. But the difference is, though, he has a better situation than Justin Fields ever did. And, yeah, he has a good opportunity. But, again, it's the Bears. They didn't fix that offensive line. The offensive line is still doo-doo. And, hey, man, I just think that they're going to be another 8-8 team probably. And Caleb Williams, I'm just hoping, like, he sucks while he's there, and then he ends up somewhere else and blows up. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
Yeah. You said doo-doo.
I try to keep it. I'm trying to keep it.
You threw me off there with that. Let's get to some comments